In a narration found in Sahih Bukhari, number 6116, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, advised a person not to get angry. In reality, this narration does not mean a person should never get angry, as anger is an innate characteristic which is even found in the Holy Prophets, peace be upon them. In fact, in some rare cases anger can be useful, such as in self-defense. This narration actually means that a person should control their anger so it does not lead them to the disobedience of Allah, the Exalted, something demonstrated perfectly by the Holy Prophets, peace be upon them. In addition, this narration shows that anger can lead to many evils and controlling it leads to much good. Firstly, this advice is a command to adopt all the good characteristics which will encourage one to control their anger, such as patience. This narration also indicates that a person should not act according to their anger. Instead, they should struggle with themselves in order to control it so that it does not lead them to sins. Controlling anger for the sake of Allah, the Exalted, is a great deed and leads to divine love. Chapter 3 Ali Imran, verse 134.
And who restrain anger and who pardon the people, and Allah loves the doers of good.
There are many teachings within Islam which encourage Muslims to control their anger. For example, as anger is linked to and inspired by the devil, a narration found in Sahih Bukhari, number 3282, advises that an angry person should seek refuge in Allah, the Exalted, from the devil. An angered Muslim has been advised in a narration found in Jamia Tirmizi, number 2191, to cling to the ground. This could mean that they should prostrate on the earth until they calm down. In fact, the more one takes an inactive body position, the less chance they will lash out in anger. This has been indicated in a narration found in Sunan Abu Dawood, number 4782. Acting on this advice allows one to imprison their anger within themselves until it passes so that it does not negatively affect others. A Muslim who is angered should follow the advice given in the narration found in Sunan Abu Dawood, number 4784. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, advised the angry Muslim to perform ablution. This is because water counters the innate characteristic of anger, namely heat. If one then offers prayer, this would help them control their anger further and lead to a great reward. The advice discussed so far helps an angry Muslim to control their physical actions. In order to control one's speech, it is best to refrain from speaking when angered. Unfortunately, words can often have more of a lasting effect on others than physical actions. Countless relationships have been fractured and broken because of words spoken in anger. This behavior often leads to other sins and crimes as well. It is important for a Muslim to note the narration found in Sunan Ibn Majah, number 3970, which warns that it only takes a single evil word to cause a person to plunge into hell on Judgment Day. Controlling anger is a great virtue, and the one who masters this has been described by the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, as a strong person in a narration found in Sahih Bukhari, number 6114. In fact, the one who swallows their anger for the sake of Allah, the Exalted, meaning they do not commit a sin because of their anger, will have their heart filled with peace and true faith. This has been advised in a narration found in Sunan Abu Dawood, number 4778. This is a characteristic of the sound heart which is mentioned in the Holy Quran. It is the only heart which will be granted safety on the Day of Judgment. Chapter 26 Ash-Shu'ara, verses 88 to 89.
The day when there will not benefit anyone, wealth or children, but only one who comes to Allah with a sound heart.
As mentioned earlier, anger within limits can be useful. It should be used for repelling harm to oneself, faith and possessions, which if done correctly, according to the teachings of Islam, is counted as anger for the sake of Allah, the Exalted. This was the state of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, who was never angered for the sake of his own desires. He only became angry for the sake of Allah, the Exalted, which is confirmed in a narration found in Sahih Muslim, number 6050. The character of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was the Holy Quran, which has been advised in a narration found in Sahih Muslim, number 1739. This means he would be pleased with what it was pleased with and angered with what it was angered with. In addition, hating for the sake of Allah, the Exalted, is an aspect of perfecting one's faith. This has been advised in a narration found in Sunan Abu Dawood, number 4681. The root of hatred is anger. This makes it clear that Islam does not command one to abolish anger, as this is not really possible to achieve. It instead teaches them to control it within the bounds of Islam. It is important to note that becoming angered only for the sake of Allah, the Exalted, is praiseworthy, but if this anger causes one to exceed the limits, then it becomes blameworthy. It is absolutely vital for one to control their anger according to the teachings of Islam, even when they are angered for the sake of Allah, the Exalted. A narration found in Sunan Abu Dawood, number 4901, warns of a worshipper who angrily claimed Allah, the Exalted, would not forgive a specific sinful person. As a result, this worshipper will be sent to hell, while the sinner will be forgiven on Judgment Day. The origins of evil consist of four things: failing to control one's desire, fear, evil appetites and anger. Therefore, the one who accepts the advice of this narration will remove a quarter of evil from their character and life. To conclude, it is vital for Muslims to control their anger so it does not cause them to act or speak in a way which will lead them to a great regret in both this world and the next.